Hello guys, once again welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be walking you guys on how to create and understand a product roadmap. We have product roadmap, we have project roadmaps. These are two different things. Today we'll be narrowing down, giving some overviews on what is a roadmap, who drafts a product roadmap, how important is a product roadmap, because these are key things that boost and define or guide the success of any product or any project that you guys are working on. So product roadmaps are so important. And also in today's tutorial, we'll be having a live demo on the Jira, how to draft a product roadmap on Jira. So when we talk of a product roadmap is a simple plan of action which helps to deliver a particular product within a given time frame, and it evolves over time. A product roadmap can simply be seen in form of a project. When we talk of a product don't have a start time, an end time. It constantly changes. It constantly evolves. That is why we kind of look at it from an agile perspective. Because once we understand that the product evolve over time, it helps us. But at the same time, it becomes more dangerous because as the product of evolve, the scope of the project begins to change. So as it begins to change, it expands the time frame. So that's one thing that we'll be talking in another video on how you can handle that, either as an agile coach, as a PO, or as a Scrum Master. But in simple definition, a product roadmap simply gives you a bigger picture. And in that picture, you can see the different breakdowns on how this product will evolve and be delivered over time. Now, who really drafts a product roadmap? I always encourage Scrum Masters, Agile coaches to understand how to draft a product roadmap. But the product owner is the key person who needs to draft the roadmap because he defines the functionality. He has a detailed understanding of the project. And from there, different releases can be scheduled because a roadmap spans over a specific hours. Not a specific hours. It spans between a specific time frame. It could be within 6 months. It could be within a year. And also, too, it could be within years. Because from it, we state the different features of which the team will be working on within a sprint. And from there, either your team might be releasing weekly, they might be releasing bi-weekly, or they might be releasing monthly. It all depends on your roadmap. It all depends on this on the features and the functionalities you guys are trying to get. And then it boils down to one person, the product owner. He owes that responsibility. He has constant communication. He frequents with the stakeholders. So as he frequents with the stakeholders, he has detailed understanding. Because now from there, we can now be engaging with our Moscow technique, seeing how the project has the most features. What are the must-have? Because also too, from the PO standpoint, we can set our MVP. And at the same time, we can also set our MMP. Because once the PO understands the project with his constant meetings with the stakeholders, we can say, this is the one we need to release by this time. We set that priority also too in our roadmap. And it's important for the Scrum Master, very important for you to understand this, because through your release, it also helps you on how you can coach your PO. It helps you on how you can communicate with the team in your daily stand-up. And also, if you are fortunate, or if you are also playing a role through which you communicate the status meeting to the stakeholders, it helps you because you have seen the roadmap, you have worked with it, you know the features you guys are working on, and it also gives you an understanding of the project. You are not just there for ceremonies. You need to have an understanding of the project so that you can also build the team out. As a coach, as an agile coach, you need to understand this so that it will ease and help your communication. It will make you more valuable. When you sit in those meetings, you can also contribute sensible information that will push the project or the product or your team forward. Now, what really is the importance of this roadmap? How important is a roadmap? When we talk of roadmap, what are we really looking at? It provides crucial context for the team. And what I mean crucial context, so I simply means they will see the feature. And under that feature, they can see the different user stories that are tied to that feature. For example, if we're rebranding a website, we need a login. And from a login, maybe it's like a marketing or an e-commerce website. You might need a card, you need a login, you need a password. In that password, you might want biometrics, you might want facial recognition. They are tied to a particular feature. And we'll be breaking them in real life, how you can structure all those features to appear, to come out, to look nicely. And then one key thing, and that roadmaps are so important in Agile, is because it stipulates and sets the different quarters. We have four quarters in a year. As you now look on this particular image here, this is a sample of a roadmap in Confluence, of which we're gonna break it down. You can see on the y-axis, it states the different features, or you can name them epics. I know in Rally, you kind of see more of them as initiatives and features. You hear of initiatives, you hear themes, but in Jira, you hear about epics for the most part. So on your y-axis, you list those big features, those big epics. You can see here self-service, mobile, web stores, help desk, infrastructure. Then in your x-axis, it breaks them down to the different features. And then you can see that it has structured it in such a way that you have quarter one, you have quarter two, you have quarter three, you have quarter four. So the roadmap spans within a time frame of which anybody who views this roadmap can know when what will be delivered. It is so important that you understand that roadmaps they can change, because if you guys started a project without really sitting down and drafting the roadmap at the early stage, giving the developers an understanding of the project, giving them time to reflect, giving them time to think, roadmap also comes to play a great role, because once the developers or the development team as a whole understand the roadmap, it reduces the length of time you guys spend on refinement. It makes your refinement more enjoying. It makes it more interactive, because they understand and they'll be asking key questions that will be addressing that. Also, through your roadmap, you can see the different windows. You can see the capabilities after understanding the velocity of your team. From your roadmap, you can determine. Also, your roadmap is a key KPI, key performance indicator. As a Scrum Master, if you look at your roadmap, you can see if the project is on track or if it's not on track. As a Scrum Master, you can see if the team is performing or if they're not performing. As a Scrum Master, if you look at your roadmap, you can see impediments. You can see avenues to coach. For example, through your roadmap, you guys are not delivering. Number one key thing is maybe they are not sizing the story right. Number two key thing is maybe they are not having the right features. Maybe they have a lot of stories that have been deployed to production in dark mode. But through your roadmap, you can see visibility. Through your roadmap, you can contribute, you can interact, you can communicate, and also to understand the challenges of the development team. As a Scrum Master, it's so important that you understand the roadmap. And as a Scrum Master, it's also very good and of your advantage to know how to draft a roadmap. As an Agile coach, it is also your responsibility, because through it, you can use to coach your team. If the team is failing, how can we do? Where are we failing? You coach your team by it. Also, too, if there is a complex project that the team or the company is working on, through a roadmap, you can break that complex project to make it look more simpler. Because once you blend your roadmap with spikes, the development team tend to understand more clear and more vividly. So roadmaps are so important, and I urge and I encourage Scrum Masters to really have an understanding, encourage POs, Agile coaches to understand how roadmaps function. So now, guys, this is now a sample of real life Confluence roadmap template. The good thing about Confluence is that most of the features are already inbuilt. Have them inbuilt in such a way that if you want to do your retrospective, you just type a template for retrospective, it pops up. If you want a roadmap, you type it on Confluence, it pops up. Then you now just build everything as you want. The first thing that we need to do here is to give this a title. Maybe the project we're working on is like web design. So we'll have it as our web design. As our web design product roadmap. What is the mission? We need to state the mission of why we want this. It's so important. Same as we should not go into a sprint without a sprint goal. It is very important that we should have a mission. What are we trying to accomplish? How are we going to get this accomplished? It is the duty and the job of the PO. So as a Scrum Master or as an Agile coach, once you lay your eyes on this roadmap, it will now help you to coach the team, to align them so that once you go back, let's look at what we had. Let's look at what we said we were trying to accomplish. Are we in line? So it's not also like for you as a Scrum Master, say you keep running your daily stand-up by saying, oh, what went? No. You need to also look at the roadmap and ask, hey team, are we on track? Are we accomplishing what we have? Look, based on our roadmap, this is what we should be working on. Here, this, that. It makes you communicate their language, and it also makes them feel that you understand what they are working. Then you feel part of the team. You feel belonging. You also feel among. So which makes it more enjoyable. For example, what we have here is, I'll just say the mission here is just to understand the product roadmap. So the project information is so crucial. It is still the product owner who builds all this. It is his or her duty to ensure that this information are there. If your PO is not doing it, you need to coach the PO. Bring him or her to the understanding of the benefits of roadmap. It brings visibility. It is communication. It brings the team to have that close and cordial relationship. Also, from your roadmap, the team can now, try to understand how they can spike the different stories that they have, if spikes are needed, if spikes are not needed. Also, too, from your roadmap, you can identify dependencies. Which story is depending on which one? You can see if your roadmap or if your product you are working on is spread across multiple teams, you can identify from your roadmap, what am I expecting from team A? What am I expecting from team B? Also from your roadmap, it can help you once you are talking it through your team. It can also help you to identify front end and back end stories. If you're in a team where you have front end and back end working separate, or if you are fortunate to have full stack developers working with you on the same team, that makes it a lot more easier for you. For like this project information here is have a roadmap for all the 4 quarters. We need to have have a roadmap for all our 4 quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So here is, then we can just review everything. This is a sample. Then once we scroll down, you can see a template here. Like as I mentioned earlier, I said, now y-axis gives us the different features, or you can call them initiatives, even you are using Rally, you can call them epics. Okay. And in this epics now, you can see the good thing about this is the upgraded version, not really the upgraded version of Jira, but you can see here, we are going to ensure that this is structured where we are deploying monthly, because this is an interview question where you hear they might ask you in an interview, how often do you guys go to production? How often do you guys release? How often do you guys deploy? How often do you guys go live? That's the same terminology, but it's been asked in a different way. Going to production, going live, deploying, or releasing is the same thing. You can see by default, Jira has structured it in such a way that the releases will be monthly. So we'll be drafting this particular roadmap in such a way that we'll be deploying just monthly. So how to get there? You need to click on this. Once you click on your roadmap here on Jira, on Confluence, highlights this green box. Once it highlights it, click on this little pencil. Once you click on this little pencil, then the first thing that pops up is your editing box. So in your y-axis on this particular roadmap is where we'll have all our epics. And in here, we'll be stating the different short descriptions of the stories that we have. And we can structure them in such a way that all of this are in filling this box. We can say in January, good thing is just like Excel, okay, where we can be feeding stuff here. In January, we'll deliver feature 1. Then you can bring here in February, we'll deliver feature 2. And maybe this feature is so complex, it has so many stories. We can link it now from feature 2 will be delivered in February and in March. But before we do that, how are we gonna do it? Cool thing about this is this: you can set your roadmap based on how often you guys deploy. Once you click on this drop-down menu, you see, are you guys deploying in weeks? Maybe there are companies that they deploy every week or bi-weekly. But for this tutorial, we'll be going with a month. So we'll select a month. And you can see now here, the start year to the end year. So we're gonna draft a roadmap that will fill our full quarter. Now, I'm gonna move this to 2022. This should be 2022. So we are on the 10 month. 2022 30th, then we'll end here in 2023. In 30th. All right. So immediately I selected the right date, 2022 10, 2023 10. So this is a 1-year time frame. You can see here. It started here in October of 2022. You can see here now that we have, this is January 2023. So we're gonna build the key features. How do you insert, how do you edit this? Here, this is it. This is to add a bar. Now we want to edit this. Now, once I edit this, the first thing that we have here was our mobile. Then I will save it. So you can now see that mobile has already appeared here. Now this feature of mobile, we're gonna add the different months of which, or different tabs or columns here that will reflect the product we are working on. This is just a sample of a project. So we are working on rebranding a website. I'm still gonna come here and edit this again. The second one that we had was website. Now we can have two key things. We can have website on mobile. It's a feature on its own. And we can now here again, that we can add a bar from here. Sorry, add a lane from here, and we add our bars from here as well. So once we come here, we need to also come here and edit. If it doesn't highlight, therefore it won't let you write. Click out of it, come back again, click on it. Then once you click now the second time, it's going to highlight, because at times it is very trickish. So you need to first click out. If you click on it, it doesn't highlight, it won't let you write. You click out, it will then now allow you to now have that. So let's say we need a help desk. To save it, then we can add another one again. By clicking this, you can add it from here. So maybe we need add another feature. Let me just think. Let's just say we want to add infrastructure, or let's just kind of say building. are building infrastructure, we can design it in here, different stories. So once we add now here, we can structure this. We'll deliver this in the mobile. Once you click on this new bar, come now on the top and highlight it here. So the first thing that we want here is our login. We want a login. So most often, this stuff are the little captions you have on a user story, right? So once you look at this, you go back into your Jira, you can see it. The cool thing about this stuff is you can link or you can connect your Confluence to your Jira, where you see everything interwoven. So if we have our login, then second thing that we need to have here is we create our login, then you have the home page. How the home page is going to look like. Then, since we said we're going to be deploying monthly, we can add this one here. Then we can add a bar here. In this one now, we can extend it that this will be delivering this in November and December. Now here, we can just say, I think here we already have our home page. Then we can now say add product. Then we select, we now that. So we can also come now here, we add till in this November and December here. While we still here, we can drag this now here. Then now here we can come and say, let's just say new buyers. Example, we add now, we can still add now another bar here again. From here, we're gonna put it now, but in February, March. While in February and March, we can now say checkout. Where we can add our card. You can see now, come now here and say in here, you can say from October, January, you can now create online the online and selling section. We can also add another bar down here. Say from April to this time, we should be able to have, let everyone able to link his or her account to her bank. So guys, goes on and on and on and on. Keep building it. It's forming that structure that you want. And the peer is responsible. You know, always define product backlog as a live document. Product roadmap is also a live document. Evolves. The Scrum Master, once you come now here, you can see what the team is working on. You can see that under this feature, this is what they had. Then you can look in your daily stand-up to see if the team is within the scope of the project or they are out of scope. The cool thing is we can bring this in here, then just expand. You can bring this in here, drag and you drop here, then you expand. Then you can drag and drop this here. Can expand, meaning that the roadmap is so static. For example, you people had a roadmap that was kind of target a feature, and then COVID came. People are looking for loans. Then you can now say, rather than just adding product, we can switch it to come down to this particular one. Then we move this product over here so that we should satisfy our customer. We stay flexible. We are agile. We accommodate change. Okay, maybe like online buying and selling. This is not what people want at this time. We can push this now out here. And then we say, no, let's add this product here. meaning that you are constantly working with your PO, asking him. As a Scrum Master, you need to have a one-on-one where you guys talk about the business necessity, talk about the status of the project, understand the project so that you should be someone of influence, so that you can push your team, so that you guys are delivering. Make yourself valuable. Make yourself someone that they can go to. Okay, like maybe here, in here we can say we'll be introducing our quarter 3 feature. And what can we do here? Might just say in this whole sprint here, in this whole month, since the content of the project is changing constantly, let's have a pause. Then what we do here is let's build this as our spikes. Then once you come here, you see in your roadmap that because of this, we try to give visibility to ensure that the team, everybody is in sync and understanding what we do. So once we build this now, the cool thing that you do is you come down here, you click insert. Once you click insert, you can see now here that all of our cool stuff are here. You can see we had our mobile, our web store, our help desk, our building infrastructure. Under here, we know that by October, we should deliver login. Simply means, but since these are not full, it hasn't hit our MVP. We are going to go to production and they're going to be in a dark mode. Then you have your home page, your links onto your account or this and that, things to his or our own account. So these are just sample stuff that I'm bringing, but we are trying to do what? Build visible roadmap. Then the cool thing is we can then now build this roadmap into details here. Now, the first feature that we had here was what? Was our mobile. Then the initiative that we had here was what? We had our login. Because in a login, we can now have different cool stuff, all the different type of stuff that we have there. Then you can say the first day that we have here, let's just say October. Sorry, we need to delete this by October 30th. We should have this out. We should have this out. Then, is this a high priority? Yes, delete this. Because once you go same to Jira, you see it. What is the effort here? The effort is high. You delete this. So what is the status? We are not having any here, then you can have all this defined. We are still defining all these stories. Then what should be our note here? Pull this, pull in this feature. We are going to pull in this in our next refinement meeting. Come here and you the same. Which one? So also from here, as a Scrum Master, before you guys go to your refinement meeting, the PO must have already sent the agenda. Hey team, we are going to be refining 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. You can see it in your roadmap. Then let's know that in Q1, this is what we're anticipating to do. Also, we can just say now we need the help desk. This is the next stuff that we need to have here. This was our feature. So like the story that we had, maybe we can just say savings for the help desk to help us. This will be in what? November. By November 30th, we should have this out. The priority here is what? Is medium. So the effort here will be low. And what is it here? Is still undefined. Then the note here is that what? We need to add this for the team to work on. So as we keep building, the PO's job is to give visibility to the team using the roadmap. Then the Scrum Master is there to ensure that the team understands, the team is saying, because from here you can use it to coach. From here you can determine if the team is delivering or if they are not delivering. From here you can define the success and the failure. From here you can also ease your communication. From here you can see the developers' levels on how they are performing, because I believe it is ideal that you set the WIP limit for your team. You guys come under your working agreement. Guys, nobody or within this team, we don't take not more than 2 or 3 stories based on the structure of the project, based on the level of the team. When I speak of the level of the team, I'm talking about their performance. If you have a high performing team, they can say, oh, we can take 3 stories per sprint, and you have 9 of them. Boom. Therefore, the project can go quick. Just as you did for quarter 1, do it for quarter 2, do it for quarter 3, do it for quarter 4. Then once you are done, the good thing about this is you hit publish. Once you hit publish, it becomes easier for anybody to come in here and see it. They can see everything. They can see everything. Now we had built this. You can see it here. And another key way is you can log this. If you are the product owner in such a way that you want to jealously guard this and avail it only when you guys are having meetings, you can log it. Then if someone wants to edit this, he clicks on this pencil, then this particular roadmap is available to be edited. So once you hit that, and anything you do, if you just shut down the page without hitting publish, you're not gonna save it. It's kind of cool. Then you come now here. Once you click on this drop-down menu, you can see how better it is. It becomes more easier. You can copy this, you can move it, and you can export this. Okay, there are some cool ways. If you build it here, you can export it in form of a Microsoft Word or in form of a PDF. You can archive it, you can delete it. Then you can put this in a presentation mode. If you are kind of like presenting this into some stakeholders and you want them to see just some particular sections, you can cut it. Also, one key thing about this stuff that I like so much is that you can see the page history. Who worked on this? If there were any changes, you can know who did it. You can understand some cool stuff. So it is so important that you kind of understand this as a Scrum Master. You kind of understand this as a PO. You also kind of understand this as an Agile coach. It makes it a lot more easier and ease your communication and do more transparency. And at the same time, enable the team to deliver value within a short space of time. Hope you found this video helpful. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any update about any cool thing about Agile. Thank you.